What if the season of loss you are walking through right now is not a punishment, but a shocking and secret preparation for your comeback? You have been praying for restoration, for God to give back what the locusts have eaten, yet all you see is more emptiness, more doors closing, more people walking away, and you have started to wonder if God has forgotten you entirely. But when the God of the universe is about to restore everything you have lost, He does not begin with addition. He begins with a painful and holy subtraction. The very first sign that your season is about to shift is that your circle will begin to shrink in a way that feels like rejection, but is actually divine protection. God will sovereignly remove people from your life who cannot handle the blessing He is about to place upon you. It will hurt. It will feel like betrayal, like you are being abandoned in your darkest hour. But you must understand that this is a required pruning. He is cutting away the dead branches, not to harm the vine, but so that you can bear more fruit, as He promises in John 15:2. The friendships that suddenly ended, the relationships that inexplicably soured, these were not losses. They were a divine clearing of the ground, making room for the bigger things to be built. And you must have the courage to see their departure as a sign of your coming elevation, not your isolation. The second sign is that God will make you deeply and profoundly uncomfortable with where you are. The place that once felt like a refuge will begin to feel like a cage. The job that once provided security will start to feel like a dead end. This divine dissatisfaction is not a sign of your ingratitude. It is the holy rumbling of the ground right before a seismic shift. God is intentionally unsettling your nest because you were never meant to stay there. And in the middle of this restlessness, something else will happen. Old dreams you thought were dead and buried will begin to stir within you. Prophetic words spoken over you years ago, promises you wrote off as failed, will suddenly come back to your spirit with a fresh fire. This is God breathing on the dry bones of your past, commanding them to live again, just as He did in the valley of Ezekiel 37. Do not dismiss this as mere nostalgia. It is a divine reminder of the original blueprint, a sign that God's memory is perfect and His promises are about to manifest. He is reminding you of who you were before the world told you who you should be, because that is the person He is about to restore. And finally, the third and most crucial sign is the final, illogical test of your obedience. Right before the windows of heaven open, God will almost always ask you to do something that makes no earthly sense. He will ask you to sow the last bit of money you have, to forgive the one person who wounded you the deepest, to take a step of faith in a direction that seems completely backward. This is the Abraham test, the moment where you are asked to place your greatest hope on the altar, trusting that God's provision is greater than your sacrifice. This is the moment where God asks for your little, so He can give you His everything. It is a secret and final warning to the enemy that his assignment against you is over. The enemy will tell you to hold on to your last bit of bread, but God is telling you to give it away like the widow of Zarephath, because your breakthrough is not in what you hold, but in what you release in faith. Do not mistake the final shakings for failure. The isolation was for your focus. The restlessness was for your motivation. And this final test is for your promotion. God is not just going to restore what you lost. He is preparing you for the double portion of honor promised in Isaiah 61:7. Working all things for your ultimate good. This is not the end of your story. It is the final, painful turn of the key in the lock of your promise.